All right, so Ash Williams goons, yeah, I'm gonna need to have a talk with y'all. Now, I love Ash Williams. I do. I love the Evil Dead franchise to pieces. Yeah, for the longest time, y'all have been saying shit like, oh, Ash can beat Jason and shit like that. And the only reason y'all ever present is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Oh, Ash stated to defeat all evil. Are you gonna sit here and tell me he can beat the Darkest Knight? Because that guy's about as evil as it gets. But then I know there's gonna be that one guy who's gonna go, yeah, but Jason Voorhees is nowhere near the level of the Darkest Knight. True, he's not, but then there's this evidence that y'all just love to ignore. Every single time that Ash has encountered Jason, he ends up getting manhandled and throttled. Oh yeah, but here he cuts off Jason's hand. Wow, what a feat. All that just for him to get fucked again. And this Jason doesn't even have regeneration. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is a nerfed Jason and he's still fucking losing. But then I know there's some idiots who like to go at the very end of that comic, Jason ends up getting hit by a car and then frozen in a lake. And it was caused by Ash. So we're just going to ignore the fact that throughout the entire Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash comic, like for 80% of the comic at least, Jason was getting jumped by a literal god and Ash at the same time and was still fending both of them off while nerfed. Yeah, exactly. None of y'all ever have, like, any valid fucking arguments from what I've seen. I love Ash to pieces, I really do, but holy fuck, y'all need to stop dick riding him. Please stop dick riding him. And then I know there's going to be that one little tidbit of information somebody's going to snip it through and go like, oh yeah, but Jason lost to a Kandarian dagger and Ash carries those on him. The only reason that a Kandarian dagger even worked on Jason in Part 9 is because he had to be stabbed in the heart with one by a member of his own bloodline. Otherwise, it wouldn't have worked. And last I checked, Ash Williams is not a member of the Voorhees bloodline. I don't think y'all realize this, but it takes a hell of a lot more than shotgun blasts, chainsaw wounds, knives, and fire to beat Jason. And now that I've mentioned that, somebody's gonna go out of their way to go to Friday the 13th Part 6, pull up the ending where Tommy Jarvis just barely managed to get a fucking chain around Jason's neck and tie him down to the bottom of a lake. Which, if anybody paid attention, at the end of that film, Tommy Jarvis didn't even beat him. They tied. Tommy Jarvis couldn't inflict any damage on Jason, so he had to put him in a state where he couldn't move. And in the process of doing that, Jason nearly drowned Tommy. The only reason Tommy even survived was because he got saved. Sorry, I'm just picking off every single possible counter-argument that I'm going to receive because they're likely going to be very bad. If anybody has a legitimate reason or feat for Ash Williams being over Jason Voorhees, please present it now. I would love to see it. And don't bring up Kandar the Destroyer. Bro needed a fucking tank for that. That's not something he typically has with him.